All right, everybody. Guess what I got back? I got Kane Wagner from Appalachian Adventure. We're going to have a blast on this thing. Kane, what's going on, buddy?
How you doing, Matt?
Good. Hanging in there.
Oh yeah,
Round two.
round two.
Is this round two?
Round two at Applebee's.
That's round two at Applebee's. Yes, folks, we are doing this at Applebee's again. So, a different one this time, a little bit different backdrop. So, we're getting ready to head into 2020. Can you believe it's been a year?
No,
I mean, you and I sat down, last February, maybe?
it's right around then. Yeah.
Neighborhood or something
Yep.
like that. And I wanted to start this series. I just didn't, I did a lot of interviews, didn't get, many more just because, how it is. It's
Yeah.
busy, right?
Only so much time.
So I think the big thing is I'm, doing a follow-up here. So how did 23 turn out for you?
Insane. Extremely busy. Extremely fun.
Right.
Got to meet a ton of people. Have a lot of new faces come out. A lot of old ones, which was awesome.
Right.
It was just nonstop chaos, semi-controlled.
Well, I would say that speaking of chaos, when you start talking about Kane, if you were at the Fool's Ride, you'll definitely know the chaos that is on there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's funny. I bring up the Fool's Ride because obviously that's kind of like your kickoff thing, right,
Yeah, yeah.
for the year. And I know registration just opened up for
It did, yep.
correct? Yeah.
Yep.
So folks, if you haven't registered, make sure you get out there. I'll link all the stuff for everybody and do all that stuff.
Yeah.
But the prior year I didn't go, but you had snow and
Oh yeah.
it was cold
Yep.
and everything. And then last year I don't think you could ask for any
Oh, it was beautiful. Yeah.
weather, right?
We're doing it in April, Northeast Ohio. It's kind of why we call it the Fool's Ride.
Right. You don't know what
Because
you're gonna get.
you don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
And it's, we had great stories from the time of the snow and sleet and hail.
Right.
And the next year we have great weather. We have great stories from that too. So it's just a nice extra little kicker in that,
That's awesome. So obviously that kicked off last year. So tell me how the rest of the year went, because as we talked, you added training last year,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So definitely talk a little bit about that, because I think you had a lot of success for that, if I'm not mistaken.
For sure.
Obviously you had other events that went on. So tell everybody about what 23 was like, and then we'll get into 24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like you said, the Fool's Ride was awesome. Like it was, sold out. Like I was surprised by that. We actually went a little bit higher than the number I was looking for,
Right.
which was awesome. So we had a great group of people come out. Actually had more dual sport bikes show up this year than I was expecting, which tells me I'm doing something right for the ADV bike, crew. So that went awesome. We had a great time at that one. And then
folks, if you haven't seen my videos on some of that, I'll try to link some of that stuff in throughout this thing, but really go check those out, because you'll really get a flavor
for sure
of what that's all about.
Yeah, you captured the essence. Definitely, you captured the essence of the foolishness. So that went awesome. And then, like you said, the clinics was throughout the year. I did about 15 of them total.
Right.
I think I scheduled maybe 12, and then I had a couple private clinics show up. The very first one I did, which was October, before the last time we talked, those sold out in like under 3 hours.
Wow.
And it's only 5 spots, but 5 spots under 3 hours sold out. So this year, what I did was I released the first half of the year. Those sold out probably in a couple weeks. And then I released the second half, and those also sold out in maybe a month or two.
And how many people per session?
5 per session.
Yeah.
And of the group 5 ones, I had, I think, 12 clinics. All 5 slots sold out.
So everything's gone for the training for next year, for 24.
For 23.
Oh, 23.
So 24, I'm going to open those up in January. I'm going to stagger the thing again. So in January, we're going to do the first half through June, and then the second half I'll release in February. Yeah.
And that's, again, that speaks volumes, for you as a trainer and doing what you're doing, right? Because, people obviously know that you have the skill sets, and you're a good teacher, and kind of get them to, to basically, and again, I recommend training for everybody, I don't care what level you are, you should always continue to further your skills.
Yeah.
But between what you're doing and people know what you do, But to add that and understand that they sell out that quick between the community growing, right?
Yeah.
And then the people's thirst for knowledge and to get better is tremendous. And, we talked, there's only there's not even a handful of people up in this neck of the woods that are doing this training up there, right?
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great.
I saw the need, man. It's regionally, like, that was kind of my point, was like, let's draw from the region that we know there are people out there that want it and need it. So let's do it.
That's great.
Yeah.
So training went extremely well. Obviously, you're going to do it in 2024.
Yeah.
How did the rest of the events? How did everything line up for you the rest of the year?
Yeah. So this is the second year I did the Allegheny Jamboree Rally.
Okay.
That one, I set that one up kind of like family friendly, like fully, because we set it up at the Allegheny National Forest Trail System.
Got it.
So you can bring your kids out. They can ride out on the trail system on dirt bikes, quads, side-by-sides. And then I set up adventure rides too. So then people on the adventure bikes, they can come out and hit some great gravel roads in the area.
Great.
This year, I was shooting to double each, just like the Fools was. I try to double that style of event each year.
Right.
And that's kind of what we're on pace for.
That's
so
awesome.
The first year I had about 18. This year we had close to 40.
Wow.
And I'm opening up 100 tickets for that one. Like, my goal is to keep all of my events somewhat small scale. So 150 for Fools. We'll maybe shoot for 100 for the Jamboree, from here on out at this point. That's the goal.
That's the unique thing of the smaller, like, intimate rallies.
Yeah. Talking about Chad and Waylon Wayne, that was kind of like where I took inspiration from. Because I started going 6 years ago to Waylon Wayne when it was at the other spot and it was smaller. And that's kind of what I'm trying to capture, is the essence of that, like the smallness of it. We're a small community. Everybody kind of gets to know each other, and you sit around the same campfire at night. I know, like, at Fools this year, like, I do the door prize thing on Friday night.
Right.
And I do that because it's still early in the event. There's something in there somebody might want to use, but it gives me the opportunity to tell everybody we're all going to come into the same place. We're going to sit in Jim's big giant garage, and we're going to have a moment together. And that kind of helps break the ice. And I basically jumped on my bike and I rode around the entire property just yelling at everybody, hey, get up to the barn. We're going to do the thing.
Yeah, and folks, when you do, if you come to Fools, right, and you're part of that thing, you got to watch out, because he has a tendency to maybe throw some prizes out in the audience. I forget.
Yeah.
Was it Ryan that got, like, smacked in the head?
Oh, yeah.
Like a Frisbee or whatever.
Yeah.
It was comical. We had a blast, and plus you had the kids help you out.
Yeah, my son helped out.
Yeah, so it's always a good thing. So obviously you're trying to build on your events.
Yeah.
And again, I'll leave links and descriptions and stuff so you can access Kane's AppalachianADV.com. And so you want to double them. That's your goal, right?
Yeah.
And make them a bigger events, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what you're trying to do.
Anything
changing in 24 versus what you did in 23?
Not really.
No.
Well, the tours. So I do 2 tours.
Okay.
So the Allegheny tour that I do, it's a 5-day tour. That one is pretty much the same each year. It's set up for beginner and intermediate level people. Any skill level can come along and have a good time.
Yeah.
It's set up like a BDRX. It's Western Pennsylvania. It's if you rode the PA Wilds BDRX and then you rode my Allegheny tour, it's like a figure 8 basically in central or western Pennsylvania.
Got it. Okay.
So that tour is pretty much the same, but my PA Wilds tour, each year I kind of change that one up a little bit. So this past year we ran it in October.
Is that the one where
Yes.
Yeah. Got it.
That was your cliff diving incident.
That was my cliff diving. Don't worry about that, folks.
Picture here.
Yeah.
So the year you did it is the same where we're going to do it this coming year.
Yeah.
So every other year, I'll do 1 year in the fall.
Okay.
So that we get the fall leaves. We stay at the Black Forest Inn, which is an awesome place up in the PA Wilds.
Right.
And then this year, we'll do it in August. We're going to stay at High Run Campground, which is one of my favorites out there. And we'll do the tour from there. So we change up the scenery a little bit for that one.
Yeah. Mix it up a little bit. Yeah. That's cool. So at 24, obviously you got doubling up on the training.
Yeah.
Like we talked about. And then your rides are all there. Is there anything else that you want to, like, tell everybody about? Anything else for 24 that you're doing?
Yeah. So if you guys know, I'm a BDR ambassador, Backcountry Discovery Routes. So I have put in 4 different events on their holiday auction. So if you're looking to come out with us and give money to the BDR directly, we have PA Wilds Tour, Allegheny Jamboree, a 1-day clinic, and a 2-day clinic. That's awesome. On the auction. So go in there, start bidding, and hook them up.
So folks, again, I'll leave a link for the BDR auction. But yeah, Kane's one of the ambassadors here, and it's a great cause to support the BDRs. We all benefit from that stuff. And depending on the bidding and how it goes, it might be a little cheaper to bid on one of those than to actually buy it through your event website, right?
It has that potential.
It has the potential to do that.
Yeah. They start them out low.
So depending on where you're bidding at, you never know. You might get a great deal for a great ride and a great event, right? I mean,
for sure,
that's awesome. Yeah. So no new bikes, no equipment change this year.
I have a Kawasaki KLX 300. It just joined my.
What?
Yeah. So I've had my son on the back of it. He's 10 years old. If you've been to the event, you probably have run across him at some point. So he's been out with me a couple times scouting for the Fools ride. So the KLX has been thrown in there with my Tenere 700.
I've seen pictures. I just didn't know if it was a Fools in the stable.
Yeah.
Thing. Okay.
It's finding its way as we speak into the stable permanently.
Got it.
It's been on loan from Street Track and Trail.
All right. Which you have a kind of a nice partnership with.
Yeah. All my clinics are at their location, and we hold a great Adventures Begin Here rally.
Okay.
We do that one in May, and it's
Conneaut Lake, right?
Conneaut Lake, Pennsylvania.
Okay. Yeah.
So we do that rally. It's a free event, and we do the BDR movie. So this year's CABDR North, that movie will be shown at that event. This is awesome time too.
So folks, if you're northern Pennsylvania, northeast Ohio, any of those areas, and you want to, drop Kane's name or whatever at the Conneaut Lake, but maybe support them or whatever, because they're a partner and they really help out Kane and his team and kind of what we do. So that wouldn't be a bad thing either. So I see. So we got BDR.
Yeah.
You got your Conneaut Lake and Street Track and Trail, right?
Street Track and Trail. Yeah.
You also partner with Griffin, right?
Griffin Motorcycle Clothing. They're awesome riding gear. Yeah.
I never really knew about them until I saw your gear last year.
Yeah.
And now, granted, I'm a climb guy or whatever, right? For the most part, because it's really what I can fit into. So, hey, don't be laughing. Anyways, but I saw the quality of. I didn't realize, and it's funny when you don't, because they're not necessarily a brand that pops up on the radar, but it's quality clothing, right?
It is, yeah. They're still, it's husband and wife team run it. They've been in the industry for like 40 plus years, and they've figured out how to trim the fat kind of. So they offer really good quality gear at a decent price. And they're right now, as we speak, they're actually trying to expand their dealer network and get more gear out there so you can actually go in there and touch it and feel it. They're actually at the MOA rally this year, the 50th anniversary. Nice. Yeah, so they're getting out there, they're getting out on the street and trying to let people know that they're out there.
Yeah, that's cool. So you got a lot of partnerships.
Yeah.
You represent the BDR, and you've got you're growing your business. I mean, for people that get into this adventure riding and stuff like that, you're a guy that, we talked about it this last time, you got into this thing and then you figured out from because you just reporting and you do trails, reporting on and stuff like that. Yeah. All of a sudden you're like, well, heck, I could put these together and have an event and after being at some stuff, and there's a lack of it for where we're up here and I call it Northeast Ohio, Western PA, this I say the tip of West Virginia through this whole western, eastern, area. Yeah. And there's just not a lot. Yeah. And there's a need for it. And
for sure.
It's great writing.
Oh man, it's such great writing.
There's great writing.
Yeah. That's been the goal. Find the gems and hidden treasures and share them. It's amazing terrain out there. And if you spend enough time trying to find where it's at, you could put some stuff together. And that's kind of what, I slowly built this thing over a 10-year period, basically. Right. And I didn't start doing events until about 7 years into it. So it took me a while to really figure it out, but now we're starting to get to where we're starting to see some of the fruits of the labor and like really have a good time out there and get people motivated and interested to explore the outdoors with us.
That's awesome. So,
yeah.
All right, well, folks, I don't want to, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but my battery died on my other one. So this is a high production facility here, just FYI. You can see my studio in the background, but I am going to put all the links in here. Really, if you get an opportunity, come out, see Kane. It is, you won't be disappointed. The events are great. Again, him and his family do a fantastic job, and you will not be disappointed. So with that being said, let me put the camera back on you, sir. Final thoughts?
I think you said it best. Come out and enjoy the time with us. We put a lot of time and effort in to have it be a good time for everybody. And the one reason why I want to keep a small scale is because I want to have fun too. So come out and have fun with me. Let's get dirty.
Because you do like to ride, and
oh yeah,
and folks, obviously he's a trainer and everything else, so he does a great job riding. And trust me, I've tried to follow him a few times. So gets on that damn Tenere and keeps on chugging. So, yeah, no, I appreciate you sitting down with me again, and
for sure.
We'll keep this partnership going and we'll go from there. So, all right, thank you.
Thank you, Matt.
Folks. Get out there. I'll put the links in the description. Appalachian Adventure. You'll just have a blast. So thanks again.
Sounds good, man.
Take care.
See ya.